Hi everyone, my name is Cleo. Welcome to Around Our World. Today we're gonna learn about Antarctica. Do you know where Antarctica is on a map? It's here. See at the bottom in red? That's Antarctica. Antarctica has the South Pole in it. South at the bottom of the globe is Antarctica. So if you think about at the top, there's the North Pole. And some of us who do Christmas might think of Santa Claus when we think of the North Pole at the top of the globe. So at the bottom of the globe is Antarctica, where we're talking about today. Antarctica. Since not a lot of people live there, there aren't really a lot of languages. Most of the people that live and work in Antarctica speak English, believe it or not. So let's sing our hello song in English today. Hello world, hello world, hello world, hello, hello, hello. Hello doggy. Hello, Grover. Hello. Hello. Owl. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Cleo. Hello. Yeah, you. Hello, everyone on planet Earth and the whole entire world. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. We're going to be listening to a song all about Antarctica. Let's just start listening now. Let's hear it.
Let me make it clear, it's really cold down here, so be sure to wrap up warm and tight. You'll need some blubber or fur, or a coat if you prefer. You don't want to lose a toe in the night. Antarctica, Antarctica, it's our frozen home on the southern pole. Antarctica, Antarctica, it's our frozen home on the southern pole. See the penguins dance, spot an albatross. The baby seals do like to giggle and laugh. Our giant bergs are all ice, a little ice is alright, but you wouldn't want some in your bath.
Now we're going to read a story about Antarctica. Keep your eyes peeled for penguins. If you see a penguin, it's going to be time to do the penguin dance. Let's start our story. Antarctica by Reese, Everett. What do you notice on the cover? I see a family of penguins, a seal. It looks like this is maybe a house that the researchers live in. And if you look at the map in the background, that is the continent of Antarctica. Very snowy, isn't it? Let's open our book. Antarctica, the coldest continent. There's that map. It's the coldest and windiest place on Earth. It's very windy. It's the world's largest desert. When you think of deserts, you might think of like the Sahara Desert, where it's sandy and it's hot, hot, hot. Anywhere that doesn't rain a lot can be a desert. So in Antarctica, it barely rains at all, so it's a cold desert. Antarctica gets as cold as minus 60 degrees Celsius. If you've ever read 50 Below by Robert Munsch, it gets to be minus 50 in that book. And in Antarctica, it actually gets even colder than it does in that book. It's very, very cold and very dry. So people that are living in Antarctica have to drink lots of water and wear lots of clothes to stay nice and warm. Antarctica actually has volcanoes. Believe it or not, this is the biggest, the highest volcano in Antarctica, Mount Sidley. Antarctica also only has 2 seasons. It only has winter and summer. In the summertime, it's daytime, or the sun is out for 6 whole months. For half of the year, it's bright all day long, even when you're going to bed. And then in the winter, it's dark all day long, even when you're up in the day. There are lots of researchers living in Antarctica, like I said. Here's a researcher with, what? Yeah, with penguins! We ought to sing our penguin song, shouldn't we? We found a penguin. Let's learn it. Okay, you spotted a penguin, which means it's time for us to do our penguin dance. We're gonna listen to the words and do what the music says. Or you can dance how you like a penguin. Let's try.
Have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, left flipper, have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, left flipper, right leg. Have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, left flipper, right leg, left leg. Have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, left flipper, right leg, left leg, head. Have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, left flipper, right leg, left leg, head. Turn around! Have you ever seen a penguin come to tea? When you look at me, a penguin you will see. Penguins, attention! Penguins, begin! Right flipper, left flipper, right leg, head. Turn around, penguin sound. Penguins, attention!
That was fun. I'm glad we learned to dance like penguins. Let's finish up our story. So researchers live in Antarctica. This is how they get their supplies: helicopters and boats. Cargo ships bring all their food and clothes and research materials because it's really hard to reach Antarctica. It's not close to any other continents or countries. So you fly there or you take a boat there. The people who live at Antarctica's research stations, they eat lots of frozen, dried, and canned foods from other countries or from their own countries. That food gets flown in on planes. Sometimes they have pemmican. This is pemmican. It's an indigenous food, and it's made from protein and fat, from dried meat. It's very helpful for keeping people that are hungry not so hungry. It fills people up. Another type of food that lots of researchers eat because they need energy is chocolate. Chocolate bars, nuts, and energy bars. And pemmican. They eat lots of that to stay strong and healthy in the cold, cold, cold environment. So there are also plants and animals that live in Antarctica. Look at this bug. It's called an Antarctic midge. It eats algae and bacteria, and it eats penguin poop. Ooh, it's very tiny. It's super tiny. It's like the size of your fingernail. Maybe even smaller. There are also plants. There's a few plants that live in Antarctica as well. This is one of them. It's called a pearlwort. A pearlwort. There's also fungi and lichens. There's moss in Antarctica. Green, soft moss. There are aquatic animals, water animals, because the water is a little bit warmer than the land. So like fish and stuff can live in the water a little bit more easily than land animals can live. So there's whales there. There's penguins. We learn to dance like them. If you've ever seen the movie Happy Feet, Happy Feet happens in Antarctica. All those penguins in Happy Feet live in Antarctica. There are seals that live in Antarctica too. And that's the end of our story today. I hope you enjoyed learning about Antarctica.
That was a great story. Let's listen to the end of our Antarctica song.
Sinking. The poles are getting smaller every year. Antarctica, Antarctica, it's our frozen home on the southern pole. Antarctica, Antarctica, it's our frozen home on the southern pole. Antarctica, Antarctica, Antarctica.
So that song was telling us that the Antarctic is melting. It's getting smaller, and that's not good for the whole world. It doesn't give those animals places to live. It makes the world warmer, which is sometimes too hot in countries that are already hot. So things that we can do to help Antarctica from melting away
are things like if you have toys that use electricity, you can turn them off when you're finished so that it doesn't waste the battery, so that there's less garbage in the landfill and less stuff that heats up the whole world, that melts Antarctica's ice. If you like plants, you can check out our playlist all about gardening, and if you can take care of plants in your home or in your backyard or in a community garden, that helps the world too. It makes the air cleaner, it makes the world a little bit less hot so that Antarctica doesn't melt away too. You can also talk to your caregiver and ask them maybe they're doing something to help with global warming and climate change to keep from Antarctica melting away. You could ask them. And if they're not doing anything, you can say, well, how about we try something new? I hope you enjoyed learning about Antarctica with me and doing our penguin dance and hearing our songs and stories. I can't wait to do another episode in a different country with you guys next Saturday at 11 o'clock on YouTube, on East End Children's Center's YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. Goodbye from me, Cleo. See you next time.